time for another update, and we got the cabinets that we have mounted on the wall covered up because we had to move the wall. As you can see, hopefully by the lines, moved it about 3.5 inches. Moved the whole wall that was on the exterior side. Now it's on the inside of the pantry closet. Had to get new drywall, had to do new corner bead, mudded and taped and sanded, and did a second coat on there. Had to redo the crown molding, and just caulked it all in yesterday, as well as put casings on this door frame and this door frame here, and I got those all caulked in. We're going to be primering this wall, this section here, and this section of the wall here by the door all the way up that I had to remud. So we'll primer those, and then we'll repaint the casing, and we can paint the door casing we can do, and then the crown molding we can also repaint with the semi-gloss. We're also thinking of painting the wall and the wall here with semi-gloss, since the cabinets are going to come up to there and the backsplash isn't going to cover this wall. This one's going to be an exposed wall past the cabinets. So yeah, we're going to be probably doing that, but we do have I have temporary lighting in here, which probably won't help you. Let me show you. Oh, that's kind of bright. But yeah, got the base cabinets in all the way along here up to where the refrigerator's at. The refrigerator cabinet goes up in here and over with the cabinet up here, and then the panels. But I have to get the uppers all in, make sure everything lines up and is true up and down here. But I'm waiting to unscrew my board from that wall after I get the one more upper cabinet to put up there once we're done with the painting of the wall. And then we have the base cabinet that's sitting here that goes next to that, and they're spaced away from the wall, so I have to get that mounted and spaced, and a board and trim board and stuff. And but then I can take the board down, screw it to this wall, make sure everything's level, put up all the rest of the cabinets here. I've got two of the uppers, the next two uppers here, which is just a little 12-inch one that goes there, and then a smaller one that goes across the top of over where the sink base is. And then over these two 36-inch bases, I have two 36-inch double cabinets that go on the wall up here. And hopefully everything is going to line up, you know, evenly here for the cabinet wall to just go right on in there. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. And yeah, we're making some good progress. Like I said, once we start seeing cabinets on the wall and floor, then we're good. We did have to get all the bases in, especially for this L, because the guy is coming to measure for our countertops in like a week. So I want to make sure I get these all in. Now this is all one piece here, although they'll probably split it at the sink, and then we just have the one base cabinet next to the range that's going to go over here. It's only like a 24 by 24 piece or so, something like that, that'll go there. But the main piece here is all in here, and it's all level and squared and all that good stuff. So I'm good there. But yeah, that's going to do it for this update. We will get back to you when we have more to show you. Alright, another update. As you can see, we have uppers and lower cabinets in, and today, bammo, I got the refrigerator cabinet installed. In between all of the cabinets, I put in this 1/2-inch strip and then screwed it in from the sides to keep the space properly in between them, because the faces hit and they kiss and that's no problem. But for the backs, if there's no spacer in there, you can actually get those, they'll close in and touch or something, you know. So you put a spacer in between all of the cabinets, the lower cabinets, and it makes it so much easier, because once you get the faces screwed together and then you put a spacer in here and lock those together, everything lines up good, and it also, you can keep them level at that point too by putting the block in between them. And then, like I said, I shot all of them into the studs on the walls. Still have to redo, I have gray receps, I'm going to be replacing all those. But yeah, all the cabinets are in. We have to put in the shelves and adjust them, but soft close, yeah. And yeah, all of our cabinets in. We have countertops are scheduled to come and be measured next week. I've got just a fluorescent light in here right now, or a LED light right now, until we decide what type of light we're putting in here. But as you can see, we've got all the uppers up here, and fridge cabinet. Fridge cabinet I thought was going to be harder, but ends up I just screwed it to the face, through the face to the face of the base cabinet here, and then I measured in and I put screws through here into the face of the upper cabinet. Then I also put screws into the studs here, inside here, and up on top. Hopefully you can see in the back there is a screw going into the stud at the wall there, and that mounted all these three sides. This of course is just a floating wall. So what I did is I had to measure the 36 inches from there to here to the inside of this, which is the same distance up here. I had to get some 3/4 inch pieces of wood, and I screwed them into the side panel at the base without going through, and then screwed those to the floor, so that way the refrigerator will clear it going in there. Our refrigerator is just a little bit shy of the height of this one here. You won't be able to see it when it's in, and it also sticks out from the cabinet a little bit of a distance. As you can see, that's like that distance there, but our refrigerator is a deeper refrigerator, so the refrigerator will protrude out past the cabinet, but we knew that going in, so that's not a problem. Our trim can still go around the door, as long as I can find some that is gonna work for around there. That's narrow. But yeah, we've got everything else done in here. The only thing left is we've got this trim casing that goes across the tops of the cabinets. We've got some trim that gets nailed onto the bottom of the cabinet. It's got this lip. And then we've got the toe kick that goes along all of the base along here, which all just gets nailed in. I will update you with that part when I get to that point. I'm also going to install our microwave with the exhaust, recycling exhaust on it. That's there. That's actually in the box right there. Right there is our microwave, and it's going to go right there. And then all the, like I said, all the molding underneath. We still haven't decided on upper and lower lighting. There's a panel that's gray, painted gray, that actually gets nailed up underneath here, because there's nothing that goes here under the sink. Although we're contemplating putting some kind of like a drying rack, or you know, so you can put some dishes up there and then it'll just drip into the sink, because this is the sink base here. So we're looking at that. We've got the power up on top that's going to be controlling our cabinet lighting for upper and or lower, and or if we decide to put a light here directly over the sink. Still up in the air. But that's where we're at for right now, and we will give you another update when we get some more stuff done. Hopefully the trim and or the countertops, when they come in, we'll get that figured out as well. But yeah, until then, we'll see you on the next one. All right, I got my next update for you. We got a microwave in. Yes. Let me plug in my light. Probably would have been better before the video started, but there we go. Anyway, we got an above the range microwave, so that we would have a hood vent. Now it is not vented through the ceiling like before. This one just recirculates the air in it, cleans it, spits it right back out, which is better for us, so we know we don't have to worry about any leaks coming in through the roof. This was actually fairly easy to install if you've never done it. I'm going to give you a quick demo on it, I guess. On the outside of the box was this. So this is like the back top of the box was folded like this, and yeah, cut it out on a little dotted line there, and they use this as the template for putting the screws wherever they're supposed to be. So you find the center in between your two cabinets and you mark them on the top and the bottom, and then you line them up with the top and the bottom here and there. So for this one here, we put it up underneath the cabinet, so with these big white arrows towards the wall, and then put it up underneath the cabinet like that. And this was for the plug hole, and then the E and the D holes here are for the screws that actually mount the microwave into the cabinet. So sorry, I don't have any handles yet, but you can see we drilled a hole there, and then we've got hardware. Well, we got these covers here, but we've got hardware right here, and then we've got hardware right over here that screws directly through the cabinet into the top of the microwave. But then you also have this, when you put it on the wall this way, mounted all the way up underneath the bottom of the cabinet, flush, lined up center. You've got these two holes, which are A and B, and I just pre-made holes there. You stick it on the wall, make sure it's lined up, center, center, and once it is, you mark the holes there and there, and that's where you put this metal bar that's right in here. Goes all the way across. You're going to mount this on there with little butterfly clips, unless you have a stud in your wall right there or on the end there. Then you can shoot the lag bolts right into it. But they say that you should have at least one lag into one stud for sure, and then the butterfly clips. I put the butterfly clips on, I was tightening them up as much as I could, and that bar was still pretty loose. So I got it as level as I could, tightened it up, and I'm lucky I had a stud here and I had a stud here, so I was able to put two lag bolts in, which are a good distance apart to keep it level. And then the microwave just hooks onto it, because that metal clip has these little ledges, lips, whatever you want to call on there. The microwave actually goes in at an angle from the butt end in, sits on that lip, and kind of locks in when you shimmy it side to side, and then you lift it forward into the hole, get it kind of flushed in there, make sure you wiggle the cord up through the cord hole, and then you line up the two screws, finger, tighten them by finger, make sure they're in there good. The one on this side over here was actually at a slight angle, so you gotta, either make the holes big enough to where you can have a little bit of play with it, or make sure you're exact, whichever you want to prefer. But with the template, it was close. So yeah, got it. This one on this side, I was able to screw in pretty good, almost all the way snug. And then on the other side, I got it pretty close, and then I tightened it up with a screwdriver. And yeah, set the clock and go. So that was it for the template part there. The next thing we also completed was the refrigerator cabinet. I don't remember if I covered this in the last update, but we got the refrigerator cabinet in, and I put it together on the floor first. I put this cabinet into these two side panels there and over here, and then I put a spacer board in between the bottom so that distance stayed the same. And then we stood it up, got it level with the cabinets as much as possible, straight up and down. I put a shim in the back on the bottom to keep this space or this gap the same. I did have to put a shim underneath the cabinet there just to keep it level, so I want to keep everything level here. Then on the from the face inside here into the face of the cabinet, I actually shot screws there. I think I shot 3 screws in the face of the base cabinet, and then I went inside, and on the inside of this cabinet wall I put 3 screws going up onto the wall cabinet for the exposed section here, just from where the cabinet is down to where the bottom of this is. There's 3 screws coming through this panel into the face of this cabinet here. And then on this upper cabinet, it's screwed into the wall on the very top, on the very bottom, and on the inside. Hopefully you can see, I think there's 1, maybe 2 screws in there. Possibly you can see down in here there's another screw and a screw in there. So it's anchored to the wall really well. Now what I wanted to show you before we put a refrigerator in there was I had to get this panel set and keep it 36 inches away, but there's not really a way to mount that one to the wall. So what I have is, because you have such a big span here, I had a 1/2 inch or a 3/4 inch board by 3/4 inch, and I ran it along the floor on the inside, pre-drilled holes. I pre-drilled 2 holes down and 3 holes inside. So I got it, the wall, to where it was exactly 36 front and back, and then I put the board down, screwed it to the floor, and then on the inside I screwed the board to the inside of this panel, so nothing protrudes out on the outside of the panel here. So it's still nice and clean. Even left my sticker on there, probably don't need. There still is a little bit of space here, so I can put some trim around this door when we get to that point. But yeah, all the cabinets are in. We have countertop guys coming to measure for countertops tomorrow. We've started to put stuff in our in the cupboards and the drawers. We went through and set all of the shelves, and we put shelf liner in every shelf, even on the Lazy Susan that's in the corner. My wife put some mat in there as well, and in the corner one. I just hate that we don't have knobs yet, but we've got all 3 shelves are set up here. Do love the soft close cupboards. Very nice, very nice, very nice. But yeah, we are coming along slowly but surely. We've got knobs that we need to do. The trim, I've got toe kick, molding on the top and on the bottom. I still have to change the all the receps and switches to the gray ones with the faceplates, and then we can decide on backsplash and all that after the countertops are in. We've already been looking at some flooring as well that'll help complement everything else in here, and we're still trying to decide what color we're going to be painting the walls that are exposed here, and if we're going to paint this door gray or not to match the cabinets. That's another option. But yeah, that's your update for now. We'll get back to you when we have more.